Hello everybody, welcome back to the Taylor Farms YouTube channel. Today we are working on the Komatsu PC 20-6 and we are putting just a mechanical thumb on it. This thumb is actually a kit off of Amazon. I think it was Vevor made it, V-E-V-O-R. Yes, the cross brace and the actual thumb part with the serrated edge here, that was part of the kit. But what I've got welded onto the stick here is actually something I made myself. The one with Vevor's is just a universal kit, and I think this is going to be a little better than what was there. So the way these work is your thumb always stays in whatever position you choose. You got 3 different holes here, so you can kind of move it up and down, but you probably aren't really going to do that. And then you just curl the bucket back and pinch stuff between the bucket and the thumb. The downfall with that obviously is if your thumb's in the way, you got to take it off. You got to store this thumb somewhere if you take it off. And you have to be kind of far away from whatever you're lifting, because the way that the thumb stays stationary and the bucket curls back into it, if you got it really close to the machine, your thumb and the angle of the bucket is kind of wrong and you won't be able to scoop stuff very well. So you almost have to have your thumb pointing 90 degrees to the ground and then curl your bucket back into it. So it's gonna be better than no thumb. I got some projects I want to do here right away and I want a thumb so that I don't have to do that stuff by hand manually. So that we're gonna put it on, we're gonna try it. So this side here I got tacked on last night. Plate on this side, stitch welded all the way around. That way if something happens to it, you wreck it, you bend it, should be able to cut it off a little easier. So we're gonna mark the other side, grind off the paint, and go ahead get that side welded on, and then paint it yellow, and really we should be good to go. The machine, while it's here, we got a few other things we got to do with it. It's got a fuel leak issue and a few other little things, so we'll go ahead and get started on getting that side ready to weld. So we got both sides welded on now, both halves of the unit here. Left them clamped up until they cooled down. So we're going to go ahead, clean these all up with acetone, paint those. That project's done. I'm thinking while we're at it here, I got a lot of projects I want to do to this little mini hoe here. One of them is this hook. This is what came on it. It really looks like something that should be tied to a rope and used for that, and then if you put a chain link through it, a proper chain, it doesn't actually hold the chain, it slides through. So we're gonna cut this off and weld an actual chain link hook to this that has an actual weight rating. This hook here we've pulled some really heavy loads with, used it to pick stuff up all the time, and it has not broke off. So that being said, whoever welded it did an awesome job. But it's not exactly what it should be. So we're going to go ahead, cut this off with the torch, grind it smooth, prep the area, and then weld a proper lifting hook on here. So we got the hook welded on here now, probably 4 passes or so per side and around. This hook looks like it is way better than was what on there previously. So now that we got that done, while we're doing it, while we're welding, we got one more project we're gonna do here. So there was teeth on the bucket. The teeth came out about this far, and then they had a piece of flat bar welded to the end of those to make kind of a smooth bucket on the end. This bucket, this whole machine's pretty old, and this bucket is pretty wore out. What we've done here is patched it up pretty good now, but we are going to put a proper cutting edge on the bottom, and then able to have bolt-on teeth. So that way, if you're getting into something hard or something really compacted like gravel in a driveway or something, you could actually dig through that. So we're gonna go ahead, cut a piece of cutting edge out of a long one that I have, fits this bucket, and then we'll drill the holes for the cutting edge. So here we are. This is the piece of cutting edge I have. It's probably for a 60-inch bucket or so. We're going to cut it off here and then mount a tooth here, 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 and here. So let's go ahead and get this cut out.
I decided to drill the holes first in the cutting edge before I cut it, just so I had a little more weight for counterbalance for the mag drill.
We got the cutting edge, all the holes drilled in it. We're just running through the bandsaw here to cut it to length now, and then we'll go ahead and figure out how we want to get that installed on the bucket. It started raining outside, so moved all the equipment inside. So we'll go ahead and get this cut and get it on the bucket. Okay, so we cut the old cutting edge off the bucket. It's sitting on the ground there. I was going to bolt this one onto that one, but the holes didn't line up even close. They were actually really in the way for the holes where the teeth were. And the teeth had to go, these holes were existing in the cutting edge already, this one and this one, because of the style of cutting edge I got. So to make these two holes work with my spacing, it just did not work with that cutting edge. So I did the proper thing really, and I cut the old cutting edge out of the bucket. I'm going to weld a new cutting edge in. The teeth will bolt on and off now. A guy could use this just as a cleanup edge on the bucket as itself, or if you wanted to make this last a lot longer, I could make a bolt-on cutting edge that bolts onto this, yet take the teeth off, bolt the cutting edge on. So there's lots of options. This one here is already a tapered edge. So this is like a regular cleanup bucket, just it's going to wear as you use it, but I don't use this machine that much. So it'll probably outlive, honestly, the life of the machine with the hours that are on it. So we'll see what happens in the end with that. But for now, we're going to go ahead and weld this into the bucket. So here we are, we have the thumb and the bucket teeth and the new cutting edge installed. Thumb's got to be painted, just these brackets here. The actual part of the thumb itself is painted black already. This comes black in the kit you buy on Amazon. This one here, once you weld it together yourself, then you paint it black or whatever color you want. The cutting edge is welded into the bucket. Bucket teeth are on. So this is the old cutting edge here, and as you can see, it is very wore. And the cutting edge is actually probably a good ½ inch thick or so. And if you get right into it, between the teeth and where the teeth are, is very wore out. It had these style teeth on it, and somebody welded a piece of flat bar on there to make it a cleanup bucket. But sometimes you need those teeth on there, and the way this was set up, these are all welded for the flat bar welded to the teeth, so you can't use this as a tooth bucket without cutting that all off. So the way we're set up now is that we got the cutting edge welded into the bucket. The cutting edge has got holes for the teeth. Teeth bolt on, bolt off. The tooth style that we have here is a bobcat, and it's the long style. So they're really quite long. A short style tooth would actually fit a lot better with the mechanical thumb that we have here. It would be a little shorter and line up better. We'll give these a go, see what they're like. They came in a kit. The kit was cheaper than buying, all the parts individually. This style of tooth, if you needed to dig in the winter, you could knock these pins out, replace these teeth with tiger teeth or any kind of tooth you want, and replace them when they break. So it's a way better setup. Quite a bit of work involved, but we got it all done. Now, for the mechanical thumb, it's definitely not as good as a hydraulic one. That's just the way it is. But it's better than having no thumb, because now we're able to roll the bucket back into it, pick stuff up. If you want to pick up big rocks, concrete chunks, that kind of stuff, put it in a dump trailer, haul it away, you'll be able to do that now. So with that project pretty much done now, we have to paint the brackets that are on the stick. Just get those painted yellow or something the way that the stick was before, so that it doesn't get all rusty. Everything else is fine the way it is. The thumb and teeth are all on. Everything's functional. So this project is done. The mini hoe, we're done working on it here now. There's a few other little issues. They might wait for winter. I might do them off camera. We'll see what happens. But pretty much we're ready to do the job that needs to happen. I got some big rocks at home. I need to move around and place them kind of decoratively. And then I have some concrete that I broke up, an old concrete pad around a cattle water. And I want to get that hauled away to the landfill. So this way we'll be able to pick up all those concrete chunks and set them nicely into a dump trailer and haul those all away. So I'm pretty happy with what the day's work brought in here, and let's go ahead and give it a try.